Coach Alex, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. What about you, Coach Adrian?
I'm good. Today I wanted to talk about a topic that keeps coming up in my coaching sessions, which is how to break bad patterns, negative patterns of behavior after a breakup. This question can also be addressed during a relationship, even if you are not separated yet, but maybe your relationship is in jeopardy or in trouble. And there's a difference between understanding something that is problematic, troublesome, and actually shifting your behavior. And my experience as a coach is that people at the time of a breakup or shortly thereafter don't have the ability to really reflect on how their actions and their behaviors are affecting their partner. So they realize a lot of the mistakes. They're very good at understanding the mistakes that they have made, but the impact of their day-to-day actions is more challenging. So is this something that you also see? And how do you begin to help someone to change their negative patterns of behavior?
I would say with other words, I feel like the people I coach, they understand that they are in a bad pattern, but they want to make up for it. Let's say that I was not communicating, then I will try to communicate too much. And I will not connect to your emotions. And we talked about the emotional intelligence in the previous podcast. I won't be able to connect to your emotions. So I will only focus on what's important for me. So my problem was the lack of communication. Now I'm communicating in a way that it's not what you want. So I'm still in the same issue. And this is what I'm trying to help the people I coach, is to understand that when we want to break a pattern, usually we do it for ourselves and not in connection with the person that you want to get back with. So that would be number one. Number two, as you mentioned, there is a huge difference between knowing something and breaking the cycle and changing the pattern and changing the behavior. But I have found that when people understand their past mistake, when people understand their bad pattern, they almost did the job. They're almost like aware of something that they were not aware before. But because they want to make up for it, instead of moving forward and opening a new page or a new situation, they will try to come back and talk about it, which will basically make the ex feel the same negative emotion. So I tend to think that the number one issue when we want to break a pattern is to be okay with moving on from it and not just focusing on it and trying to solve it and trying to talk about it, even if the person in front of us don't really want to talk about it.
So the nuances are so important here. How do you, instead of being in a pattern or in a mindset where you're trying to fix it, how do you move forward in a healthy way?
That's a good question. So I was talking to one of my good clients. She's a lady, very amazing. She has been 9 years with her first lover, and so she wants to get him back. And she asked me the same question. And I said, okay, what do you say usually? She says, I'm sorry, I should have communicated differently. I should have not put pressure on you. I should have done this, I should have done that. I said, okay, is it working? She says, no, not really. He still cries a lot, still feels hurt a lot, and doesn't believe in me. So what we created, it's a different type of communication where we started with, I am proud of myself. I am proud because I am not nitpicking anymore. I'm proud because I feel confident. I'm proud because I worked on myself. So we shifted from I am sorry to I am proud of myself to create a new dynamic where we can show that we have changed. I break the cycle. I'm proud of it. And I tend to see with my client that we get more results from this because instead of staying in the past, we are opening a new page. So I would go from I am sorry to I am proud of myself, not in a way that I don't need you or I am better than you, but just in a way that, hey, I made the changes. I'm not the same person anymore. So this will break the cycle and open a new form of communication. Let me know if it's something that
that's beautiful.
Makes sense. Okay.
That's beautiful. I love this quote that I've read that says, "Let deeds, not words, be your adorning."
Okay.
And the essence of the quote from at least what I get out of it is, don't focus so much on saying the right things. Focus on doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
And when individuals are in a fix-it mentality, oftentimes they're focused on either A, acknowledging their mistake, or B, apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
And apologizing is good, and understanding the mistakes is also very important. But what is even more important is when the understanding shapes action, a new action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then actually you are a living, breathing proof of the change. That's the expression that I love to share in many of my videos. So don't talk about it, be about it, right? And of course, it needs to be done with wisdom, and your intention cannot be to just prove to someone that you've changed, because then it can come off as triggering or manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
And many times in coaching sessions, people say, okay, I am acting the way that I should have acted during the relationship, but my significant other is telling me why now, or
Yes.
they're pushed away, they're repulsed by the changes that I genuinely want to make and that, that are authentic. And it's because you're focused not on establishing a new behavior for you or truly changing. You're focused on proving it to one person.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, well, the other person won't feel like your intentions are pure or sincere. They're feeling like you're trying to manipulate me just so that I take you back.
Mm-hmm.
Does that nuance speak to you and to what you've seen in your coaching sessions?
Yes. I try to help the people I coach by telling them that your ex can also test you at this moment. Mm-hmm. They can tell you why now to see if you really change for yourself, or if you will try to please them, try to use the response that make them confident in the fact that they still are in control. But yes, to your point, if you do something that is genuine, you will know how to respond to any test, any sentence, any accusation from your ex. But if you do it with something in mind, the moment the moment they scare you, you will just show that you have not changed. You will show that you're still in the same pattern. But it's very difficult to do the things for yourself. So how do you help the people that you coach to really not just focus on the other or what they want, but to also focus on kind of making it themselves?
Yeah, so there's many things that come into factor here, but one of them is helping individuals to not focus or obsess only on the end goal of getting back together,
Mm-hmm.
but focus instead on a process of transformation,
Mm-hmm.
on a process of growth, new behaviors, new pattern, what we're talking about right here. Because when you focus on the process of transformation, the natural byproduct is you increase your chances of a new relationship. You increase the chances of this other person wanting to be with you, being inspired by you, seeing your change. If you focus on the end goal of getting back together, oftentimes everything that you do is for that purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and it can come off as being manipulative or like it can be triggering to your ex. There's a clear difference that I've seen in my experience when individuals are able to take kind of this approach. And it's helpful to have small goals
Mm-hmm.
that you can reflect on every day, that you can celebrate your small victories when you're able to do things that you can control, that you can measure. And the more you do that, the more confidence you can start to develop, the more feelings of well-being also you can start to channel. And so you're more, not just more attractive, but you're also more detached.
Mm-hmm.
And so this other person also has to win you back. It's not just a fait accompli,
Mm-hmm.
that they could just be with you as soon as they want to. No, you're a challenge again. And I found that to really, some individuals can embrace that. Others, it's more challenging because they're really trapped, enmeshed in their own feelings and emotions. But that little nuance can make this process a lot easier to bear
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to rebuild a relationship.
Yeah, I love what you mentioned because basically it's helping the people that we coach break the pattern and believe it that this will bring some results. When eventually you feel like it's lost forever, you will lose that person, you won't be able to get them back. But the moment you know that you have changed, the moment you're proud of yourself, there is something that we cannot explain. The energy, the charisma, the confidence, those are the things that your ex will see in you. And as you mentioned, it's subconscious. So either you get it and you will have so much results, or you try to fight those words and those situations and you focus on your ex, but unfortunately they will feel it as well. I just realized also I would help my client regarding this question, why are you doing it now? I think it's very important for them to be honest. And so I tell my clients, why are you doing it now? They always say, but because before I didn't have to do it, or before I didn't realize how to do it and how much it was important. And I always say, did you tell this to your ex? They say, no, I was scared. No, I didn't know what to say. I just, she or he just caught me off guard. And so the moment I tell them, but you can be you at this moment, you can explain, you did the job. They're like, oh, okay. And so they break the pattern of, what should I say for my ex? I can just be me. Do you see the difference between saying
100%?
Okay, so that's the reason why I've seen like my client getting results by being themselves, not by trying to do good.
So the nuance or the caveat to add to that, I agree with what you're saying, but I just want to make sure people don't misunderstand something. In order for this to work, you need to have reached a certain level of detachment and the change that has occurred. If you're still in a very needy mindset, being you will push your ex away. But if you have been able to truly learn, grow, act, then yes, being your authentic self in that regard will only help you guys to get back together. But oftentimes people feel like being authentic means telling them how much you care, how much you love them, how you're prepared to do anything to win them back. And that's not always positive.
You're right. I believe in the people that listening to this podcast. I believe in them. I know they have done the job, so I know they will be able to create. But that's very important clarification, yes.
Sure.
But I believe in you guys, okay? We need to do it. We need to go get the results.
Just to be clear, I believe in you too. I just want to make sure that
but I believe more in you guys.
Yeah, so, but in terms of breakup recovery, because I know that a lot of people are still focused really much on rebuilding a healthy relationship. What are some of the more challenging patterns of behavior that you have seen over the last 15 years so that we can kind of help people identify those and how to overcome them?
So I think the number one pattern is the one that you mentioned. When we want to talk about our feelings, when we want to make promises, when we want to make sure that we would get our ex back, kind of for ourselves, to be better, to feel better, but not really to rebuild something that will be new with them. This is not what we are showing them. So that would be step number one, or situation number one. Situation number two, when it comes to pattern, it's weird, but I will coach people and I will tell them, you need to set boundaries. If you allow your ex to do everything to you, they cannot respect you. For example, if you're always available when they want, if when you don't pick up your phone, you let them insult you, which I've seen this week. A nice gentleman, because he didn't pick up the phone, his ex-wife was very going on him, going crazy. And I told him, no, you need to make sure that you set boundaries. We need to deserve respect, even if we are not in the relationship. So that would be situation number two. And situation number three, it is to stay in the kind of the depression mode, which means you talk about your ex to everyone. You're blaming yourself for what you have done. You feel so stupid, because that will keep your head under the water and you won't be able to breathe and to feel better. So those are the patterns that we need to change. And so the way to do it is kind of simple. It's to know that tomorrow would be even better than yesterday. Yes, your relationship was amazing. Yes, you love that person. But imagine if you can get back with that person with all the knowledge you get. You know that tomorrow would be even incredible. It will be even better than yesterday. And it's easier to sell to your ex the idea that we can be together in a new page than, hey, let's go back to what we were and improve this. Usually the ex don't want that.
Thank you for that. I think it's very helpful. I'm coaching this man in New Zealand who, very successful, was coming out of a failed marriage, dated someone else, and they had a beautiful relationship, but he was a little bit too controlling. And this person maybe felt like she could not be herself in their relationship, and she wasn't happy, and so they broke up. And he was very good. He was able to really focus on his growth and not overwhelm her at all. And she started messaging him saying, she missed him. She is constantly, when she sees a car that looks like his, is checking if it's him. Like, she's being very vocal about the fact that this is hard and that she misses him. And it's been now 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of this constant, behavior. They met once. She was affectionate, but she still said that she felt it was for the best, that they should not be together. But still now she is expressing the fact that she is missing him and that it's hard. And so he's aware of the negative pattern, the bad behaviors that led to the breakup. He's actively trying to work on those, but it seems like they're ready to start a new type of relationship. What would be your advice? How should he go about sealing the deal? And how can he continue to work in the relationship to prove to this person that, this is a new relationship now?
Thank you for sharing the story. And, sometimes our advice can differ. So that's why I love talking about situation. Number one, when you see a woman or a man coming to you and say, hey, I miss you. When I look at a car, I want to see if it's you. There is two possibilities. She's saying or he's saying the truth, or they are lying to just keep control on you. We don't know until we try to go and we try to really get them back. But I want to say this in a way that some people, they will test you. And some people, they would want to see if you can, first of all, change for the better and on the long term. And also if you can fight a little bit for the relationship. So she can say, no, it's for the better, but because she wants him to show that he's adamant in the fact that, hey, it was for the better, but it's not anymore. Because, look, we can have an amazing relationship. So maybe she's waiting for him to be a little bit stronger, I would say.
Are there ways to identify?
For me, no. You have to do it and see how it goes.
Yes, I agree.
Because
I agree.
You need to go all, and you don't have regret. You don't have this, what should I do? What should I say? Maybe I should. That's what I want to avoid with people I coach. So that's good if we agree on this one.
Yeah.
Number two, based on your situation, I think I would avoid thinking like a relationship. I would focus on dating and creating new experiences so we can forget the past and stay focused on the present moment. Because most of the time we want to make up for the past, as I mentioned before, but it's not how we can recreate the trust. We can rebuild the trust by doing new activities, because then that person is focusing on now, on the moment, and not on what happened in the past. So I would advise your client, my client, to really focus on dating, new activities, something fun, something positive, where he can show that he's not insecure, he's not controlling anymore. So that would be my piece of advice for him.
That's good. I just messaged him on my way to the studio today, being like, I think we're ready to explore a new relationship. You need to meet up with her this weekend and let's work on sealing the deal, because I think that the conditions are ripe for a new beginning. No regrets. So as soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna message him again and say, because he responded saying, please tell me what to do, what to say. So yeah.
He needs to see like this is just like a good friend that you're going to, I don't know, kayaking, or you're going to hike, or you're going to a movie theater, whatever you want to do and you like. Yeah. But sometimes just to detach from the end goal, because we were talking about the pattern. When we say like, what would I do? What should I say? What should I do? Guys, for me as a coach, I don't like to receive those questions. I don't know you, Coach Adrian, but I don't like to receive this because it means that for the rest of your life, you will need me. Good for my wallet, but not good for you and your independence as well, right? Yeah. So we want to make sure that you know what to do because you have the answers in you guys. We believe in you, not just we don't say it in the podcast like this. We really believe in your ability to, when you're yourself, man, this person will be in love. Men, women, from 21 to 91 years old.
Yeah. What I've learned, and I agree 100%, what I've learned in coaching sessions is that trusting oneself and confidence is a capacity that is built. And sometimes individuals need to feel like, yes, indeed, they can do it before they're ready to take that plunge or to be willing to make a mistake. But I agree. We believe in you. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Worst comes to worst, we reflect, we adjust, and we keep moving.
I don't know you, Coach Adrian, but I think that in my personal life and for my clients, every time we want to show someone that they can trust us, we push them away. If I'm trying to show you that you can trust me, I would do things that you would feel it's not natural.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not natural. It's like, woo. But if I try to just show you that we can have good moments, when you need me, I'm here. But in the meantime, I have my own life. I can inspire you with some few things. There is a moment where you will trust me because I am not relying on you, because I'm always positive, because I'm bringing something to your life. I appreciate you bringing something to my life. Right. That's trust. But if I'm like, you can trust me, every time I heard you can trust me, I cannot trust that. Yeah. Is it not insane? Yes, and it's my dad that told me that. He said, the people that tells you they know, they don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good one.
Yeah, sure.
Every time that comes to me, say, I can trust you, I was like, no, buddy, no. You're planting a seed that now I cannot trust you.
That's so funny. Thank you for these words of wisdom. Thank you for these reflections. If there are certain patterns of behavior that you are struggling with, that you want to learn how to break, please share them with us in the comment section so that we can learn from your experience and perhaps also provide you with some tips and some guidance on the next best step for you. And you're fighting the good fight. You know, this is what this is all about. And I'm so happy that you're choosing to invest in yourself and really learning the right tools to be able to nurture healthy love. So thank you, Coach Alex.
Thank you, Coach Adrian, and thank you all of you guys. The podcast is growing. We need your help for the 5 stars. Please share this link to everyone. Yeah, we talk about breakup, getting back with an ex, but also healthy relationship and healthy self-confidence. Mm-hmm. The goal is for you to change your love and life forever because you deserve it, guys. So thanks again for the support. Thank you, Coach Adrian. And we will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Take care.